here. So beam we are considering here. So bending of beams and bending moment we are considering. So beam, what is a beam means? Beam is a bar or else a rod, and the geometry should be uniform circularly or else it should be in rectangular cross section area. So it should be either rectangular form or else a circular form should be there. And what is the next thing here? The length should be larger, okay, when compared with that of the other two dimensions, either breadth and height. If you consider and compare, so L value should be very, very large. And next, the second point we are considering. For second point, we are considering a common example here. Book is made of large number of papers. Now, similarly, this particular beam is again considered to be made of some number of longitudinal, we will consider it as a longitudinal filaments. Okay, so what is the thing here? Is made of, beam is made of large number of longitudinal filaments. Longitudinal means the length value will be very, very larger. Okay, that's what we are considering here. Longitudinal means. Okay, now if you will draw the diagram, it will be like this. Let me draw a two-dimensional diagram. So this is a three-dimensional diagram which I had drawn in the earlier case. So this is a three-dimensional diagram. Okay, so here you can see length, height, and breadth. Okay, now I'm drawing a two-dimensional diagram. I'm drawing a two-dimensional diagram. Now here, okay, somewhat like this. Okay, now here what we are mentioning here, if this is a rod, okay, now inside this you are going to get some number of longitudinal filaments like this. Large number of filaments we are considering here. So in comparison, what I mentioned here, a book is made of large number of papers. Okay, similarly here the bar is considered to be made of large number of longitudinal filaments. Now if you can further go into this, if you want to identify the filaments, you take the small area here, and inside this you can see these are the filaments. Okay. Okay, so now here you need to consider that the entire cylindrical or rectangular beam will be made of large number of longitudinal filaments. Now here what is going on? Now if this is a beam, okay, now consider these are the lines as the longitudinal filaments. Okay, first you identify the topic. I am giving the identification of the topic. I am not entering the topic completely. So these are the important points. So thereafter you can go through the topic also. So that's what the thing you need to consider here. I'm giving the important points one after the other, and I will merge all these points together. Okay, now here there is no external force adding or acting on the beam. So consider this diagram. No external forces are there. No external forces. Okay, there are no external forces in this diagram. Now you try to refer to the second diagram. Consider this as the first diagram A. Diagram A. Okay. Now diagram B, you try to identify here. Okay, same beam I had drawn. Okay, the same beam. Now again, you can draw a number of filaments here inside this. Okay, these are the filaments. Now here you can identify there is a change here in the first diagram and the second diagram. So in the first diagram, what is there? You need to identify that there are no external forces. No forces are acting on this. And in the second diagram, why you are getting a bending in this particular beam means here we are going to apply the forces on the ends of the beam. Okay, at the ends of the beam we are applying the forces. Okay, at both the ends we are applying the forces. Now due to this you are going to get a bend inside the beam. Now if you remove the forces here, what happens? Again it will come back to the original state. If these forces are within the elastic limit, okay, then if after removal of the forces you will come back to the original state. Now for this particular identification you can refer to general example. General example I will give me. Okay, now you consider your pen. Now inside the pen you are having the refill. You can find the refill. Okay, now if you can take the refill, if this is a refill here, okay, somewhat like this. Now try to apply the two forces at the ends of the refill. Okay, both the ends of the refill. Then what you can expect? The refill will bend. It will bend like this, somewhat like this. Okay, somewhat like this. Now, why the refill is bending here? Because you are applying two forces, a couple of forces you are applying. Okay, so that's why it is getting in the bending form here. Now, thereafter, consider this as A here, this as B. Okay, now you remove the forces. You try to remove the forces here. Remove the forces. Okay, then what happens? Here you will get the refill in the original state. It will come back to the original state. What is the reason? Due to the elastic property.
No external.
There is no external force acting because you are removing this. So due to the elasticity inside this particular refill, it will come back. And the same concept we are explaining here. Okay, the same concept here we are going to explain here. Now what is the thing here? You are considering a beam. Okay, beam is made of number of layers here, number of layers. If you go microscopically, okay, we will consider those are the longitudinal filaments. If you can complete here, it is the longitudinal filaments. Okay, now thereafter what we said, we are applying two forces at the ends of the beam. Due to that, what is going on here? The beam is bending. Now meanwhile, take the third point. Here is a most important point you need to identify. Now take the third diagram. Okay, this is the most important point. What is the thing means? You consider at the bottom. Let me take another color. Okay, now under this particular second diagram, consider the bottom and on the top. Okay, now here initially take the length. Take the length between this point and this point. Now here the entire beam is having same length, either at the top or bottom. The length is remaining same. So if you consider this as point somewhat, let us mark like this, PQ, some R and S. Okay. Now what is going on in the topic means, now on the top, what are the points here? This is point P and here point Q. And this is R and this is S. Okay. Now initially in the first diagram, PQ, okay, in the first diagram, consider this as the first diagram. I am marking this as for identification only. Okay, not as the mathematics here, just for identity. Point PQ or the length of PQ, okay, in the first diagram regarding this diagram. Okay, take the length. Let me do like this to avoid confusion. Okay. Okay, now what is the thing we are considering? Length of PQ, okay, from figure A, from figure A. Now here, from figure B, from figure B, length of PQ. Now can you expect whether these two will be either equal or greater or lesser? Now, can you give the answer?
Equal,
What
sir.
happens to the length? I need to get this. I need to get this. What happens to the length of PQ in the second diagram? Whether it is going to remain same or whether it will increase or decrease?
Change in size.
I'm not getting your voice clearly.
Change in size. It changes its size.
Okay. There will be certainly change will be there. Now the question is whether it is going to increase or decrease. Comparing the diagram. Compare the diagram here. ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది కదా అంతేనా? Okay. So here the third point here, the length of PQ, okay, will increase. Okay, particularly in this diagram. Okay, the explanation is for this diagram. So here on the top you are going to get the elongation. The point is that you will get the elongation at the top. Elongation will be there. Okay, next, what about the bottom? Go with this S and R. Okay, compare with the second diagram. What happens? Whether it will be increasing or decreasing? Decreases. Okay. So those 2 points should be considered. So this is one of the most important point of the topic. So now here I will change the color. Okay, now S and R, okay, will decrease, or you can write like this: length of PQ and length of SR will decrease here. Okay, so here what you can consider here, SR is going to be compressed. Okay, the state of SR will be considered as the compression here, and the state of PQ, okay, or the layer, okay, will be considered as the elongation. So that is the thing you need to consider here. So I am repeating the important point here. Now due to the application of these two forces, the beam is going to bend, and on the top of this you are going to get the elongation. There will be elongation here. Okay, and at the bottom you are going to get the compression. You will going to get the compression here. So two things are going on in the same beam. Okay, now here what is the thing you need to understand is the fourth point. Let us take the fourth point here. So now what you got here on the top, okay, and on the bottom. Okay, two layers are there. We are considering the top and bottom layer. Now on the top, let us take like this: P dash Q dash. Okay, P dash Q dash. Somewhat I will change these things: S dash R dash. Okay, so here you need to consider that this bottom is under compression. Okay, now here this will be considered as a tension. It is considered as a tension here. Now what actually we are going to explain basing on these two. Okay, so now what is the thing here? Tension means increase in the length. Okay, now compression means decrease in the length. Okay, so now here what actually the important point here, we are going to add the next important point. Now here there will be a particular filament, longitudinal filament. Okay, consider some M and N. Okay, so here this value of Mn will remain unchanged. The value of this will remain unchanged. So Mn will be considered considered as neutral axis or neutral filament. Neutral filament, and the axis can be considered as a neutral axis. Okay, these are the two things you need to consider along the neutral axis. So we are adding these two. Okay, identify the axis here, the axis as a neutral axis here. Okay, and this filament as a neutral filament. What is the meaning of neutral filament? There will be no change in the length. It is not going to increase and it is not going to decrease. Okay, so these 3 points we are getting here. First point is about the tension here. Second point is about the compression. And third point is about the neutral filament. This is neutral. It is unchanged. Okay. Now, what we are going to do with these 3 points? Okay. Now, we will take one filament, okay, longitudinal filament on the top of this neutral filament. Okay, I will take another color here. We will take a filament on the top of this. Okay. Now, if you want to add a few points about neutral, చెప్పండి.
సరే ఇప్పుడు PQ అనేది డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది ప్లస్ SR అనేది డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది అలాంటప్పుడు MN ఎందుకు చేంజ్
ఓకే ఓకే దానికి ఎలా అంటే చెప్తాను ఆగండి. మీకు ఎలా దీనికి ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఎలా అంటే, ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఇది ఇంక్రీజ్ అన్నాం కదా, ఇది ఇంక్రీజ్ అన్నాం, ఓకేనా, ఇది డిక్రీజ్ అన్నాం. ఓకే, అంటే సపోజ్ ఇనీషియల్గా ఉన్న వాల్యూస్ తీసుకుందాం ఇక్కడ. ఇనీషియల్ వాల్యూస్, ఓకే, ఇనీషియల్ వాల్యూ సమ్ PQ, ఇది RS అనుకుందాం. ఓకే, సో ఇనీషియల్ వాల్యూ సమ్ 100 సెంటీమీటర్స్ ఉందనుకుందాం. 100 సెంటీమీటర్స్ without any bend, without any forces. Okay, next, after application of the forces, we are saying that you are going to get change in the length. Increase అవుతుంది, decrease అవుతుంది అంటున్నాం కదా. ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ఆర్డర్ ఉండాలి, డిక్రీజింగ్ ఆర్డర్ ఉండాలి. సో సపోజ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది టాప్ అప్ టు 105 సెంటీమీటర్స్ వరకు వెళ్ళింది అనుకోండి. ఓకే, డిక్రీజింగ్ లో సమ్ 95 సెంటీమీటర్స్ వరకు వెళ్ళింది అనుకోండి. ఓకే, 5 సెంటీమీటర్స్ అటు 5 సెంటీమీటర్స్ ఇటు ఉంది. సో ఇప్పుడు దీని కంటిన్యూషన్ లోకి వెళ్తూ ఉండండి. ఈ లేయర్ చేంజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటే వాల్యూ కూడా చేంజ్ అవ్వాలి కదా. సో ఇక్కడ 104 ఇంకొక లేయర్ ఉంది, సమ్వాట్ ఒక లేయర్, ఇక్కడ ఇది ఒక లేయర్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ 103 ఒక లేయర్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ 102, నెక్స్ట్ 101. ఓకే, కంటిన్యూ చేయండి, ఇది తీసేసేయండి ఇక్కడ. తర్వాత 100. ఓకే, తర్వాత ఏం రావాలి, 99. నెక్స్ట్ కరెక్ట్ డ్రా చేయండి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ 98, నెక్స్ట్ 97, నెక్స్ట్ 96, 95. ఓకే, ఇలా జాయిన్ చేయండి. ఇప్పుడు ఇవన్నీ జాయిన్ చేయండి, ఇలా జాయిన్ చేయండి, ఇలా జాయిన్ చేయండి. సో ఇనీషియల్గా వీ స్టార్టెడ్ విత్ 100. సో ఇప్పుడు 100 అనేది ఇందులో ఉందా లేదా? ఇందులో ఉంది కాబట్టి దగ్గర ఇక్కడ ఇక్కడ హియర్ గాట్స్ 100. సో ఈ పర్టికులర్ లైన్ని అన్చేంజ్డ్ అంటున్నాం మనం. సేమ్ వాల్యూ ఉంది, యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఒరిజినల్ ఎంత ఉందో అంతే ఉంది. సో ఈ పర్టికులర్ వాల్యూ దాన్ని మనం ఏమంటున్నాం, న్యూట్రల్ ఫిలమెంట్ అంటున్నాం అనమాట. ఓకే, ఆ యాక్సిస్ని ఏమంటున్నాం, న్యూట్రల్ యాక్సిస్ అంటాం అనమాట. క్లియరా?
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే. సో నౌ depending on these points we will take the concept. We will need to find, actually we are going to find the expression for this bending moment. Okay, actually we need to find in this concept what is the longitudinal stress. Okay, next longitudinal strain. Practically we are going to see in the real-time application, if you are considering a beam, what are these things? Okay, next moment of inertia, moment of bending. So these values we are going to see. Moment of bending or bending moment. So these values we are going to obtain mathematically. For that we got a diagram. We got a diagram here. So this is a diagram. So we will utilize this diagram and we will extend the topic. Okay, so this is a diagram here with M and N. Now let us repeat the same diagram. Okay, now we are repeating the same diagram. Now this is the top layer and this is the bottom layer. Okay, somewhat consider this as this. Okay, now at the center, let us take another color. So this is the neutral filament. Consider this as a neutral filament here. Okay, M and N. Okay, this has some P, Q, R and S. Now what we are going to do? We are going to take a filament on the top of this, on the top of M and N. On the top here, I will take one filament like this. Okay. Now, meanwhile, what we are going to do before going to add this filament, I will do some addition to the diagram. Okay, few points I will add. So here, if you can consider a circle somewhat like this, somewhat like this. Okay. Now, if you place this filament, assume that the filament is occupying this portion somewhat like this. Somewhat. Okay. So here, this is a filament which is under bend. Okay, it has bent due to the application of the forces. Okay, now if you can extend the diagram, if you can extend like this, somewhat like this, somewhat like this, okay, somewhat like this, okay, you are going to get a circle. You will get a circle. Okay, now assume that after the entire 360 degrees rotation or coverage, we will get a circle with a radius. Okay, with a radius. Okay, now if you join the points like this, somewhat like this, try to draw the exact diagram. Okay, so this will be a part of the circle or a sphere. Okay, now with some the angle between these two as theta, and consider this as a radius of curvature, capital R. This is capital R. You write somewhat like this. Okay, capital R. Okay, so here we are going to consider that this is an arc of the sphere. Okay, of radius of curvature R, and here the angle as theta. Now we will extend the topic. So on the topic, on the top of the neutral filament, we are going to take a longitudinal filament. Consider this as A and B. Okay. Now at a distance here, consider this as distance some y. Okay, perpendicular distance. Okay. Now what is the radius of this filament? For if you can take this as point O, from point O to filament MN, the radius is R. Okay. Now from point O to the filament AB, what is the radius? Radius will be from point O to MN is R, and thereafter you are moving certain distance y. So now the filament, the radius will be, what is the radius? It will be R plus some extended value y is there. Okay, you are moving up to this point. Okay, if you reach only up to R means you will be at Mn, neutral filament will be there. But you need to move some extra distance. So how much the total distance from point O? it will be r plus y.
R
So
plus
this is
y.
okay. So r plus y is the radius of that particular arc. If you can consider this, ఇలా ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేయండి. ఇలా ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేస్తే మీకు వచ్చే సర్కిల్కి రేడియస్ ఆఫ్ కర్వేచర్ r plus y అవుతుంది. So this is a radius here if you consider m and n, and this is a radius if you consider AB. Okay, so these are the points I'm adding, and I will extend the topic with the mathematics. Now I need to get the arc length. So mn is a arc. Okay, now what is the length of the arc? Length of the arc mn, it will be equal to, it is simply given as the angle and radius of curvature. I will write this as radius. Okay, now what is the angle here? Angle is theta. The total angle here between those two is theta. And what is the radius regarding m and n? It is r. So
R.
if you multiply these two, you will get like this. Theta into r is the arc length of mn. Now similarly apply the same thing and get the arc length of AB. Now what is the answer? What is the answer? It is angle into radius. Now what is the radius you got?
R plus y.
Okay, r plus y. So now here it will be theta into r plus y. R plus y. Okay, now let us go and check. What is the thing we are going to check? What is longitudinal strain? First you give me the, what is the meaning of strain? What is the meaning of
L
strain?
by change in length by total length.
Okay, it is given as change in length by the original
By
length.
total length.
Okay, so the same thing we are going to consider here. Change in length by
R plus y.
original length. Original length. Okay, now here everything. మ్యూట్ చేయండి, అవసరం లేని వాళ్ళు మ్యూట్ చేసేయండి. Okay, now here this will be, can you complete the expression here? What is the change in length? Now here we are considering this particular
R plus y.
arc AB, we are considering this. So here the change in length will be what? We didn't got the change in length. First you need to get the change in length. What is the change in length? Okay, first you go with this. Change in the length. Change in the length means it is final length minus initial length or original length. Okay, now what we are referring here, the filament AB. Consider the filament AB. Okay, longitudinal filament AB. Okay, now what is the final length we got regarding AB? AB is this. Okay, final length of AB is this value. Okay, so you substitute that. Final length is theta into r plus y. Okay, now what is the initial length? What is the initial length? Okay, let us go to the first diagram. Okay, let us go with this. Okay, somewhat let me mark here some m and n is there. Some m and n is there. Okay, and on the top of that take AB. Take AB somewhere. Okay, so initially the length is there, which is L. So here in this case, okay, without any forces, mn value will be equal to AB. Okay, both the length will be same. Okay, length of AB will be equal to length of Mn. So here both the values will be same. Okay, the length values will be same. Both the filaments will be same. Okay, so now here regarding this particular point, okay, so if here we didn't got the original value of this, but we got the value of M and N. If you go with the expression here, okay, now here we got the value of M and N. Okay, M and N value will be equal to that of AB without any forces. So here what is the value here? The value is theta r. So this will be the original value of AB also. Okay, so now here it will be theta r. So now this will become this theta r plus theta y minus theta r. So here these two will get cancelled. So the result is theta into y. Okay, now go with the longitudinal strain. Go with this longitudinal strain. Now go with this. Now what is the thing here? Longitudinal strain equals to, can you complete the answer? Longitudinal strain. Longitudinal strain. This equals to change in length is this. Okay, change in length is this theta y. By what was the original length? Theta r. Theta r is the original value. So if you cancel these two, you are going to get y by r. Okay, so this is a longitudinal strain you got. Okay, now we need to get the longitudinal stress. Okay, now here, as we are considering the longitudinal variation here, okay, now what type of modulus we are going to consider? What type of modulus? We are having three types. Three types of moduli are there: Young's, bulk, and what was the third? Now out of those three, which one we are going to consider? I had given the clue. What is the modulus we are going to
Elasticity modulus.
repeat?
Elasticity modulus.
No. Elasticity. Out of elasticity, we are getting three types of elastic moduli. Three types of elastic moduli we are getting. So first one is Young's modulus, bulk modulus, and what is the third one? And out of those three, what is the modulus we are going to consider now? So previously we had seen about y, p, and eta. So what was y? It is Young's modulus. Young's modulus. So what is b? It is bulk modulus. And what is eta?
Rigidity modulus.
Yes, rigidity modulus. Rigidity modulus. So
Yes,
out of
sir,
these,
rigidity.
okay, out of these three, now what is the modulus which is going to deal about longitudinal stress or longitudinal strain? ఈ మూడిట్లో ఏది లాంగిట్యూడినల్ స్ట్రెయిన్ గురించి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుంది లేదా లాంగిట్యూడినల్ స్ట్రెస్ గురించి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తుంది?
Young's modulus, sir.
రిపీట్.
Young's modulus.
Yes, Young's modulus. So now we are going to take the Young's modulus. Okay. Now here Young's modulus deals about the longitudinal stress and longitudinal strain. So as we are dealing about longitudinal strain, we will take the Young's modulus. Now Young's modulus equal to longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain. Okay. Now here we got the longitudinal strain. Now we will rearrange this formula. ఈ ఫార్ములాని రీఅరేంజ్ చేయండి. ఎట్లా అరేంజ్ చేస్తారంటే ఈ ఫార్ములాలో ఈ వాల్యూ ఇటు తీసుకురండి. ఓకే, దెన్ వాట్ యూ విల్ గెట్ longitudinal strain equals to longitudinal stress equals to Young's modulus. Take this as y. Take this as y.
Young's modulus by
Y into longitudinal strain. Longitudinal strain. Okay, now what was the value of longitudinal strain? ఇక్కడ ఏమొచ్చింది longitudinal strain? Y by R.
y.
Okay, Y by R. Okay, now this will be equals to capital Y into small y by R. So what is this? It is a longitudinal stress. Now how can you give the stress here? Stress can be given as force per unit area.
Acting per unit area.
Okay, so we will substitute that. Okay, force per unit area. Now here force equals to area into capital Y into small y by capital R. Okay, now let us consider this part now. We are going to consider the area concept of area. Okay, now the same regarding this particular area, we will go back to the diagram. Okay, now in this diagram we will take a small area. We will take small area like this. Consider a small area. Now take the small area as some delta A. Okay, now if you want to get the entire area, then what you will do? You will do it as some integration, or else you can go with the summation. Okay, so first we will take a small element, take a small area delta A. Now here the same thing we will substitute here, considering a small elemental area. Now I will take the area here, the small area as delta A. Okay, inside that particular filament, longitudinal filament. Now the force is given as capital Y into small y by R into delta A. Okay, now it is already so the remaining part is there. So we got the force expression for the force. Now the remaining part is that we need to get the bending moment of the beam. Okay, now this part I will complete tomorrow. So now I will repeat the important points what we had seen. Okay, now here we are going to see about the bending of beam. So first we are identifying what is a beam. So beam is a bar or else a rod. Okay, and the geometry should be either it should be uniformly circular or uniformly rectangular. So what is the meaning here? The area should be it should be constant. It should not change. Ante what is the meaning means ఇలా ఉండకూడదు. Okay, ఇట్లా ఉండకూడదు. Okay, equal గా ఉండాలి. Okay, it should be equal throughout the beam. Okay, uniform గా ఉండాలి. సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ ఏరియా తీసుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, ఇది ఏ అన్నారు అనుకోండి, A1 అన్నారు అనుకోండి, ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది A2 సమ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ ఇది ఇంకా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. సో అలా ఉండకుండా ఇట్ షుడ్ బి యూనిఫామ్. ఎక్కడ తీసుకున్నా కూడా మీకు ఏనే రావాలి ఇక్కడ. ఓకే, సో ఇట్ షుడ్ బి యూనిఫామ్. Either it should be circular or else it should be rectangular. Now the next point is that length of the beam should be very, very large. Actually beam itself having larger length when compared with either breadth or height. Okay, if this structure is there, then we will consider it as a beam. Next, a beam is made of large number of longitudinal filaments. Now here, without any forces, we had seen that it is made of large number of filaments. Okay, these lines are the longitudinal filaments. Now the next point is we are considering a axis or else a beam here M and N, where it is remaining unchanged. Okay, under stress or the forces here, external forces, what is going on here? The beam is bending. Now on the top we are getting the tension, and at the bottom layers we are going to get the compression. Okay, so this is the diagram representing that. So this is a dotted line which represents there is no change in the length. It will remain as it is, as that of the original length. So on the top side you will get the tension part. Tension in the sense the length will increase, and below that you are going to get the compression. What is the meaning of compression? The length will decrease here. The next thing is we are considering the arc here, this arc, okay, and another longitudinal filament, and we are considering this arc of this. Okay, so depending on the geometry, we got the length of the arc Mn as theta into r, capital R, and the length of the arc AB as theta into r plus phi. What is r here? R is the radius of curvature. Okay, and why you are getting r plus phi? Because you are moving up to point AB, this arc. Okay, that's why you got some extra length here. Now depending on that you had substituted, and you got the longitudinal strain, and as it is dealing about the longitudinal strain, we are going to consider the Young's modulus. Now depending on the formula of Young's modulus, we are going to get the longitudinal stress, which is equals to y into the longitudinal strain. So you will get the concerned equation here, and now you are substituting the stress as force per unit area. So force can be given as area into this factor. Now thereafter, what we had considered? We had considered a small element. Where was that? Okay, in this, okay, we are considering a small elemental area as delta A. Okay, and that area we are substituting in the formula. Okay, we are substituting in the formula as delta A here, and you got the force for this particular unit elemental area. Now what is the remaining here? We need to consider the entire area. Okay, for that what we are going to see means the remaining part. In the remaining part we will take the summation, and we will find the total force. Okay, total force can be obtained by means of summation of all the elemental areas, and at the end of the topic we are going to find the bending moment. Okay, so now if you are having any doubts, you can ask me for the points which we had covered.